I don't understand how somebody can be in a position where they work a job, a business where there's no cap on what they can make and they don't have money on a living standard. I don't understand how somebody can live with under $1,000, under $100 in their bank account. Be quite honest with you, right? Like, why does barbers or anybody in the service-based industry suck with money? And this can go into like tattoo artists. This can go into hair, anybody in hair, salons, makeup. Majority of us suck at making money, or suck even at not even making money, but keeping money in the bank account. I was one of those people. I sucked at keeping money. I sucked at making money overall, right? Even though I ran a business, I had something that was producing cash flow for me every single day. At the end of the month, I was like, where the fuck did this thing go? It's kind of sad because I talk to a lot of people who like, there are a lot of people in the barber industry or tattooing industry where they have families. They legit have, like, these guys, these grown men have kids. How do you have kids with less than $1,000 in your bank account? And how can you sleep at night? That would probably be my bigger thing. How can you as a man, how can you sleep at night knowing that you have less than $1,000 in the bank account and you're just kind of churning your wheels? I would probably not sleep for a fucking while. And if I did, it wouldn't be that good of sleep. And I wouldn't feel, and I think it comes down to a couple things. I think number one, for myself, I never checked my bank account, right? That was, the main reason, like, I never made any money or never got past a certain amount of my bank account when I was cutting hair for a while. I never checked the fucking bank account. And that hindered me because I was still making money every fucking day, right? It's not like you just don't go to work and like you don't make money. Maybe some days you do, but especially if you're booked out, you're just like, I'm making it'll be back in there next time. And that's a fucking terrible mindset to have, right? And there was one month for me, like, where I made $18,000 and spent $18,000 from cutting hair in one fucking month, right? And I'm like, I remember actually looking at the bank account thinking, I just worked to get that, right? And I'm like, what? Why? Like, and it was just because I never was looking at the bank account every single day. Now today, I actively look at my bank account every single morning. It's actually the first thing I do. I wake up. The first thing I do is, of course, take a fat shit, go piss, right? And then go to my desktop right here. And then I'm sitting here and I have to figure out, okay, cool. Write down my weight. So I also weigh myself every morning because I need to have that for my health coach. And then I figure out, okay, cool. What just came out of the bank account yesterday? In the last 24 hours, since I checked it from the day prior, what is the bank account at? What came out? And was that necessary? And where do I need to audit myself at, or even audit spending? Maybe, especially running a business, employees, software, all that stuff. All right, cool. What is getting charged? Because the last thing you want to do, especially if you have people who are actually expecting to be paid every 2 weeks from you, you don't want to have zero. I never experienced it. I never want to experience that ever, right? So I'm always checking that thing every single day because that's literally lifeblood. Yet, when it came to being a barber, my mentality today versus back then, I legit just didn't care that much. I wasn't a real business owner. And I think for a lot of individuals who are running their business, you're just not a business owner yet. Like, yes, you make money, but you just don't run a business. You run like a backyard type of hustle. I started making a little bit of money. I'm like, oh man, I can finally move out, making 3 or 4K a month. I can finally move out. It's like, whoa. Like, maybe think about moving out once you have like 50K saved up. Have a war chest first, right? Like, I think it would have been such a better option for me to even have 50K saved up before I even thought about moving out. That way, bills, that way unexpected anything that would come up in the future, that way any irresponsible spending, I would have fucking totally avoided. I would have much rather had that. That was actually the month I moved out, when I made 18K a month and spent 18K. And remember, when I was going through the month, like, man, I'm moving out. Yeah, I'm making 18K. I'm making good money this month, right? And then at the end of the month, I saw that I spent literally 18K, and I'm like, ooh, this might be a fuck situation, right? Because this is my first month of moving out again, because I'd moved out of my parents' house prior. I got fired basically from the barbershop I was working at. I think that's why I'm very vocal now about anybody who's in the service-based business. You got to have a war chest before you go out and start buying more shit. And I think a lot of people, like, when they hear me talk on whatever, maybe in terms of podcast content, they're like, oh, you're really good at finance and you keep up with things. I'm like, no, I was actually really fucking shitty. Now, why are barbers bad with money? And why are people who do in service-based businesses bad with money in general? Again, nobody has run a business before. Everybody has come as comes into whatever industry they're in, tattooing, makeup, nails, men's hair, women's hair, whatever it may be, as an artist. They don't come in as a business person. Because if you came in as a business person, you wouldn't do cutting hair. You wouldn't cut hair. You wouldn't tattoo. For damn sure. Because these are not businesses at first that people who understand business would get into. Because it's very work heavy centric, right? It's not that it's not lucrative, but it's not the best work, right? It's for how much hard work you have to put in day after day, slaving behind a chair. It's fucking hard. And it's really only an option for somebody who has no other options, if I'm being quite honest. And this can be even no other options in terms of your only other option is go work a 9 to 5, and you don't want to work a 9 to 5. And you're like, I have no other option except this route. And I think barbering or anything else like that is a great route for those people, because I was one of those people. But if you look at the people who are in the barber industry, if you look at the people who are tattoo artists, if you look at the people who are hair professionals, we are not business people. Nobody fucking taught us business. And we for damn sure did not pay attention to the damn thing in school. And we definitely probably didn't do that well in tests. Because if we did, we probably went to college and did something better with ourselves, right? And if we did that, we probably would have had a better job. Maybe it even came up with something different, a different business overall. But now we're stuck with this. And guess what? You're running a business without knowing how to run business. And guess what? You're also in an industry that's dumb as fuck when it comes to business. You're in an industry, especially as a barber, where everybody just says, oh man, dude, just get quicker with your fades. Man, it's all about cutting hair quick. The fuck? That's not business. That's just working harder. How does that, tell me, how does that correlate to a business strategy? Just cut more heads every single day. That to me sounds like you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and that's the only thing you have to lean on in order to make money. Oh no, it's about selling products. What? So I can get a $2 commission on a $10 hair product that the company is getting $8 from? Yeah, that sounds like they're fucking using and abusing me. It sounds like I'm not even understanding how the fuck to make shit work for myself, and I gotta bet on somebody else's business. It's basically affiliate marketing, right? It basically is. Now, again, could you do affiliate marketing? Absolutely. But do you really want to get fucking $2 commission off hair product? And people will sell you on the idea, bro, you don't even got to do anything. They already have it for you. Your clients need it. Might as well give it to them. Right. Okay. Go ahead and keep on selling products then. Because I know I for damn sure tried that shit. You're like, oh man, okay, I got to do the wholesaling thing. Got to get this. Then I'm going to sling this product. And then nobody fucking buys it. None of your clients are like, no, I don't really need that. And you're like, fuck. And you realize how much more difficult it is overall. Nobody in the barber industry is good with money because they literally have never been around money. Their family's never been around money. Nobody in the barber industry is good with money because nobody in our families have ever been taught money in general. I'm willing to bet you ask your parents about money. They're probably the most scarcity mindset motherfuckers you've ever met. Nothing against my parents whatsoever, right? They budgeted. And they did a very good job budgeting. Because they work state jobs. I'm not trying to be like that. I am very grateful for what I was able to get as a kid and, for what they were able to provide me with. But I want and desire more. I don't want to go ahead and have to work on I don't know what their budget was, honestly. Let's just say it was 6K or 5K or 7K budget or 4K budget. I really don't know what it was, right? But let's just say, even there are other people who had a budget with way less, especially as barbers. How are you going to learn from somebody who made that much money? I know they're your parents. I know you looked up to them. Guess what? You're fucking 20 years old now. You're fucking 30 years old now. There is no difference. I hate to tell you, the way you feel right now, your parents probably felt the exact same way when they were 20 or 30. If they had you at that age, they're probably freaking the fuck out. Right? There's no difference. So if you for damn sure don't know how to handle money, what makes you think that they knew and know for damn sure how to handle money if they never made money like that before? Why do barbers not make good money? And why are barbers fucking terrible at money? They've never seen that type of money that they're making now as a barber. And especially that, why would you give a crack addict crack? That makes no sense. But giving people who are poor with money, meaning people who have never understood how to handle money prior, Money every single day seems like the absolute worst idea. Does it not? In logic, right? People who are poor with money, people who don't know how to handle money, people who don't know how to save money, people who don't know how to handle money overall. Why would you give them money every single day? And as a barber, as a hair professional, tattoo artist, I don't care who the fuck you are, we get that every single day we work. And you see why our poor disciplinary habits are affecting the bank account at the end of the day. Again, why would you give a fat person a cookie? You're gonna be like, oh, maybe they won't eat it. They're fat. Of course they're gonna fucking eat it, right? They have no discipline or control over their appetite. Something looks good, they're gonna eat it. And as a barber, a lot of us did not come from places where our parents could provide a shit ton for. So now we can go ahead and get money every single day. Okay, cool. It's maybe 100, 200, 300 bucks, maybe a little bit more every single day. This is like, to us, this is life-changing money. Think in the theory. I just said in a fucking last podcast, what Elon Musk made $31 million every single day last year, right? Who the fuck cares about 300 bucks? Who? What does that matter? Yet you can't even take care of, how can you expect to take care of $31 million every single day coming into your bank account when you can't even handle 300? And this is why barbers, this is why anybody who's doing any part of this type of business where you are offering a service, in-person service, never gets ahead. The bank account never moves forward. You wonder why you don't have money. I always wondered why I never had money. And it was because I was terrible as shit with it. I always had money coming in. And I could have had a lot more money. I could have had a shit ton more money. But I couldn't handle the money that I was even getting. I couldn't even handle the 100, 200, 300 bucks I was getting every single day. Don't ask for more. Ask for an understanding of how to take care of the money you already have, right? And I would go to fucking the clothing stores and I'd drop $2,000 on fucking jeans, $1,000 on some boots, right? For no fucking reason. And now, this does not mean that you shouldn't desire those things, because I think that does at some point hinder your drive level. These are things that I like to wear and enjoy buying. It's like a reward, it's incentive, because I allow myself to get it. Because for damn sure, I've had nights where I go out and fucking party at the club, and I for damn sure shouldn't have even been there. I know a lot of you are in that same position currently now, right? And that was me back when I was barbering. I don't even like club like that anymore. I think for the majority of us, we should stop asking for money. And you should start asking and start searching and start developing better habits to keep the money you're already making. A very simple way to do this. We have a financial tracking sheet. Literally on that financial tracking sheet, we track every single inflow and outflow of cash, every dollar that comes into the bank account and outside of the bank account. Bank account every morning, log something in, and all you need to do is write what the date was, what the charge was. But the most important thing is going through every single one of those transactions and just literally saying in that box, that I do it on a spreadsheet, literally say in the box next to it, was it necessary or was it not necessary? But again, too, whatever gets managed whatever gets measured gets managed. So the quicker you can do this, the faster you can go ahead and start getting control on your finances. Because I hate seeing a barber where they're in a perfect position for us to work with their business. They're in the perfect position for us to help them scale to $20K a month. Yet, we can't move forward because their finances are dog shit. I can't help somebody scale and make more money if they're spending all the money they currently make and they're at $0 in the bank account. We just can't do that. We can't do business with them. And it's sad at some point in time because a lot of you have, again, like I said, family, kids, wives that depend, especially if these are men, people who depend on you to provide for the family. And what kind of man is going to have less than $1,000 in the bank account? You need to start asking yourself. I just started asking myself, somebody who's in my position, right? Let's say, again, too, making $18K a month, spending $18K a month. Objectively, I'm not going to think of it as myself. Objectively, if I think of that person, how would I view that person, right? Who is just spent so much money at the club, is partying, making $18K, but just spent all that money, right? How would I look at them? And what would be my, how would I judge that individual? What would be my perception of that individual? And it's not going to be good. You're going to be like, that person's a fucking dumbass. And that's how I, like, that's a fucking dumbass. He needs to get his shit together. And guess what? You're going to be talking about yourself. And good thing is you can actually start fixing that and stop doing the habits that you've been accustomed to with your spending. You can clean this up. You are making money damn near every single day if you have a decent business. If you're getting clients. If you're not getting clients, it's a different issue to talk about. But if you are getting clients, you need to start taking better care of your money, because I'm willing to bet you're bleeding stuff. Majority of people don't make money every single day. And there's a good reason why majority of people don't, because they don't know how to handle it. And you're a great representation of that. I was a great representation of that. It requires you to develop self. If you want to eventually make $1 million in a business, or even make, like for myself, I want to get up to making a $10 million per year business. That's my goal right now, right? I want to be able to run a business and create a business that makes $10 million a year. Do you really think I can do that? Do you really think I can do that if I was still the person who's making $18K a month and spending $18K a month? Absolutely not. Some of you who do have goals to get bigger in terms of business and grow beyond just cutting hair and move on to a different higher level business, right? You are going to need to understand how to manage your money. Otherwise, you will not have business. You cannot have people working for you and you're spending stupid money on dumb shit. My employees would be pissed the fuck off. If I'm like, hey guys, you know what? I just, I went traveling this weekend. I went to Europe and flew first class. Took a couple girls with me, partied it up, lived the life. Just wait on your paycheck maybe one more week, all right? And be like, yo, what the fuck? That's not gonna fly. These are the perfect businesses to develop yourself into that individual who can make 7, 8, 9, 10 figure per year, right? But it starts with what you're doing right now. Because who the fuck wants to do this thing forever? Who the fuck wants to be 60 years old, still running a business that has a one-to-one relationship? Don't you want to do better? If you don't think about money, making more money, your social circle is probably broke as fuck. You probably are around people who are just regular employees and not actual business owners. If they are business owners, they're probably some shitty business owners. I don't understand why people would want to just get up to a certain level and just chill. And that's like what the barber industry has come to. People who just want to get booked out and chill at the price point. And then maybe they want to raise prices here and there because they want to look cool with raising their price with their post of saying, hey, I'm raising my prices. It's about time, right? And they're going to stay there for another 24 fucking months when they could have understood how to run their business properly and scaled up to 20K a month, 30K a month, 40K a month. Do you not want to get ahead? Do you just like being I think this is what it is. You like hanging around dumb fucks who honestly just like to flex and honestly will not do shit with their life. I was the same way because I was a little bit ignorant at the time. I was like, oh, these people are so cool, man. They make everything look so cool. Yet these are the same people who are going to be doing the same thing, going to the same club, listening to the same music, hanging around the same girls and guys the next 5-10 years, still in the same club with the same DJs, not doing shit with their life, always complain about not having enough money to go places. But when you got to drop a bottle, all of a sudden they got some money. Like, it's so easy now. Yet nobody understands the pathway that they have to get themselves to a 7, 8-figure, 9-figure, 10-figure annual income. You have to take this in steps. You have to develop yourself as a person who can operate at that higher level. There's a lot of things I'm deficient at, but I think one of my biggest strengths as an entrepreneur, thus far, coming from a barber now to where I'm at right now, running the New Era Barbering Company, has been my awareness level. And has been, I would just say, awareness level. I can at least know when I'm fucking up. And I can call myself out on it and pivot real quickly. I think a lot of people like to lie to themselves because they don't like to see the truth. A lot of barbers don't like to see the truth and like to hide from it, just like their parents did. You have to think about the characteristics that you were given. Why do barbers not make money? It is so foreign that when you start first making money, you start blowing it on dumb shit because it seems so easy and you felt like you found a hack. There is no hack. I feel like even at the level of making $31 million a day, that what Elon Musk is doing, there's still no hack. You're making $300 a day compared to Elon who's doing 31 million. Who cares? At that point in time, it almost looks pathetic that you would even flex with $300 versus someone who's making 31 million a day. It's almost pathetic. You're like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? Let me put this shit away. Why the fuck would you go ahead and have congruent behavior to someone who works a 9 to 5, who is on salary, and has to bend over to a boss to listen to somebody just to get paid? For all of you that listen to the podcast, you can watch the YouTube videos. Like, the biggest thing I think everybody needs to start doing is, one, obviously, the biggest lesson I learned and the biggest help that I had for myself was looking at my bank account every single day. Not only looking at it, but tracking it. Okay, so for those of you who are like watching the video, obviously, you guys can see this, right? So we can just come here. I have all my tracking in here. Personal expenses and business expenses. I have master tracking, all that good stuff, right? Bring up here, bring up your bank account right here. And then you just have the 2 tabs and you enter in date, what it is. It's very simple to set up. For how simple that is, then like again, you're not gonna have that many charges to do. I would hope not, right? You're not gonna have like 20 charges every single day. It's gonna be like 2 or 3, if that. Some days you're gonna wake up, you're not gonna have any charges. You're gonna be like, oh cool, I don't gotta track anything. But it's so much more simple to get started right now and just continue that habit. Because that habit will show how good of an entrepreneur you are. That habit will show you how far you'll actually be able to drive the business. Because it's just about, when you run a business, about how consistent can you be on the core main things. If you do that, you can take the business up to 20K a month. You do that, you can take the business up to 30K a month. But everybody has the goal of actually making money. Yet the thing they have that's actually going to make them the money, they sway off track. They want to choose something else because like, oh no, this ain't the thing. Because yeah, it's not the thing because you don't know how to actually make the thing the thing. The way you're running the thing right now, which is your barbering business, is capped out because you don't know how to get new clients. You don't know how to scale up. All your clients are cheap fucks. They're abusing your business. You don't know how to get clients at higher price points. Hell, you don't even know what goes into an offer at a higher price point of $100, $200. No wonder why you think you're capped out. You just are ignorant to the fact of how to actually run your business properly. Everybody does this, because I see everybody doing this. They get to the same point every single fucking time after a certain time frame. They get to a certain level when either it gets too difficult for them to even go further, or they max out their own personal knowledge of how to actually go build the business further. And like, now we got to add something else. I think this is maxed out. It's like, no, you maxed out what you know. You haven't maxed out the business model yet. You maxed out what you personally know. But the model can go further. You just don't know exactly what the fuck to do. And that right there should make everybody have a aha moment. I don't have to do the next thing. I can keep on this main thing. You can get to where you want to go from barbering. If you want to jump ship, you're not going to pick back up. You have however long it took you to do barbering and get it all the way back up to that next level again, right? To the same exact level. And I'm willing to bet again too, you're going to get that same business up to that next level. You can have all this like fucking, you're going to be hopping from thing to thing. You're not going to know what the fuck to do. You're like, none of these things work. You don't fucking work. They all work. You don't fucking work. So if we're thinking about this logically, if they all work, why would you go and take something you spent developing for 5 years and then jump ship to something else? Why wouldn't you do the thing that you got for 5 years and then be like, I've put so much time and effort into this thing to master it for 5 years, but I've taken up to the max level. I've been running on AutoPly for maybe 2-3 years. Why don't I take this thing and then take it further if I get the right knowledge? Yet nobody wants to go ahead and accept that that's the fact. Everybody's like, nah. I got to build a brand. A brand's going to take you twice as long because nobody gives a fuck. Everybody has a brand now. Everybody has a fucking little t-shirt that says, grind harder. Oh, can't sleep. Oh, CEO. Nobody wants that fucking piece of shit. Nobody does. It's all fucking crap. It's corny crap, honestly. Right? You really think I'm going to be walking around with the CEO shirt? Me. You really think I'm going to walk? No, I'm not. It's like the corniest thing I think I've seen in my life. And you starting something like that, starting from ground zero, when you built a business for 5 years, is absolutely ludicrous. It's almost crazy. You have something going after 5 years to get to 6K, and you don't want to push it further. You instead want to be a little bitch and go ahead and jump off ship. Oh man, but it's not working. You're not fucking working. What you're doing is not fucking working. The model works. The way you're running the model is not working for you because you don't know what the fuck to do next. Always understand what needs to happen next. That's why barbers can't make money.